a
So,
number of options here as he comes into the Newhall Pass where the 14 and the 5 come together. This is now the California Highway Patrol that is in pursuit, but it started off with Lancaster Sheriffs. It's going to get dark here for just a second. I have to skip over this mountain here, but he'll pop out the other side. Now, this is believed to be carjacking suspects inside of this Ford F-150. It was taken at gunpoint from the rightful owner. They even shot at the rightful owner. At this point, it's unknown how that person
even
is
a
doing.
broken
Hopefully, he or she
clock
wasn't hit, but at this
is
point,
right
it is
twice a
unknown.
day.
He is committing to the southbound 5 here from the 14. So again,
You
from the Newhall
will
Pass,
lose,
all the way from
little
Lancaster, and now entering the San Fernando Valley.
Yeah, that's a quote right there. Holy Chad. No, Chad?
So the car itself, again, described as a Ford F-150, taken at gunpoint. And apparently they used that gun against the... Oh, shots fired,
Whoa!
they said.
Whoa!
Wow. The officers are saying that the suspects opened fire on them.
Yeah, I think the back window was broken, no?
Anyone was hit. Wow, that was really scary. The sound of the officer's voice saying that he had just been fired.
Give me comms! Give me comms!
scary
Give me alternate broadcast before I ban everybody in the chat! Give me alternate fucking broadcast and police comms!
But again, they're saying that the people in this vehicle opened fire on the officers that are chasing them. So this really just got really dangerous. Southbound here on the 5 freeway, just south of the Newhall Pass. The suspects are slowing down a little bit. He's losing one tire here, maybe even two. Apparently he did run over a spike strip. So I'm going to be really careful at the end of this, guys, because we don't know what's going to happen here as this comes to a stop. Again, he ran over a spike strip. Looks like he's losing
off-road
tires, going off-roading here on the 5 freeway.
What's up, X?
That
Mexican
would have put him on a San Fernando road, but it looks like he's going to try to get back on the 5 freeway. So back now,
hold on,
southbound 5 freeway. Again, he's losing tires here. You see right there, that front tire, it's about to go.
What was that?
He ran over a spike strip. This was right at the time that I heard the
sideways wheel.
Shots fired on the scanner.
Chat, I think this car is lifted up, like risen. So if the wheel goes off, I mean, I think it loses balance entirely.
Lancaster. It was a pursuit of carjacking suspects. They took this vehicle from the rightful owner.
This guy's done. He's done.
At that person, and apparently may have just fired on officers here on the southbound 5 freeway, just south of the Newhall Pass. Now we're coming into LAPD's jurisdiction. They are being notified about what's going on. So that they can come.
Nobody's letting this go.
Things like traffic control. CHP is going to stay as the lead agency on this, so they're not going to ask LAPD to take over. But he may be going the wrong way. Going the wrong way here on the
opposite lane of travel.
Going
that side doesn't work for me. Doesn't work for me.
Move out of the way, folks. Move out of the way. This guy is going the wrong way here on the on-ramp. This, I believe, is going to be. I think this is going to be Roxford, but it's going to be wrong way here on the 5 freeway.
What is he doing?
Southbound 5 from Roxford. You can just make him out there. Pretty dark here, but up against
the car.
Whoa,
hey!
Is actually
carjacking.
Disabled. George, if we can move a little to the left, or right rather. Sorry. So there's a vehicle that was there. It was either disabled or it was waiting to exit.
He's probably pointing a gun.
Roxford off ramp, but you see the door opening. This is really scary, knowing that these guys are armed. They might try to carjack this person. I don't want to zoom in too much. Yeah, they may try to carjack that person. Thankfully, that person had their door locked.
Holy Chad.
Praise Jesus on that one.
This guy's crazy.
That person is okay. Obviously, probably really scared about what just happened there. This person is believed to be armed. 2 people in this vehicle believed to be armed and are trying to carjack people.
Nah, the guy probably hit him with the, sorry, no English, no habla or something.
Wrong way on the northbound side of the freeway, headed southbound, kind of straddling the emergency lane there and the slow lane. And this is a big vehicle, folks. It's a Ford pickup truck, believed to be a Ford F-150. Again, taken at gunpoint from the rightful owners in the Lancaster area, and it was Lancaster.
Chat, he's looking to stop somebody. Like he's trying to slow somebody down so he can carjack them, I think.
Made its way southbound on the 14, now southbound 5. and now northbound 5, but headed southbound in the northbound lanes.
Yeah, look at this guy. Yo, no way, no way.
Cars. People are probably really confused.
No
about what's
shot,
going on
this
here. Here's this driver in this pickup.
Run him
Door
over!
open. Please don't open the door. Please don't open the door. Yeah. Good move there. Good move.
Yo.
So this guy's back in the driver's side. Now,
They should have ran the fuck over.
What I heard was that there were 2 people in this vehicle. I haven't seen both at the same time, but we have seen whoever's driving that vehicle is a male.
Cop needs to roll the fuck up and just open fire. Like, hello?
Described originally as 2 people in the car, and just keeps coming up to trucks here. Please move out of the way. Please, I'm gonna widen it out.
And that's a tanker, you moron! Hello?
We don't know what's gonna happen. I think the driver just ran out. The driver said, "You can have it." Oh my God.
He doesn't know how to drive that.
Yeah, the driver.
What is happening?
Nothing to do with this.
Oh, hell no!
Just take the vehicle, and that's exactly what they did. So now the 2 suspects in the semi here. Do they know how to drive a semi? We will find out.
I mean, you got to reverse, which is
unknown at this time. The car that they were in was a Ford. May have been a 250 or a 350. We're still trying to figure that out. But you see the
Bro, get the fuck off the road! Oh my God, what is happening?
That he doesn't get run over.
He's just trying to block him.
Had a gun to him, so I can only imagine how scared he is to see his semi being taken away here with who knows.
Brother, what is happening?
Semi, is it some sort of hazardous material? Don't know. If I can see the stickers on the back at some point, we'll try to read it and figure out.
Chat, what kind of car is it? Is this like a tanker?
Now a stolen semi. Making its way north.
I don't think it's like standard tanker, like oil.
Wow.
Is it gas? I don't think so.
They're in the truck. They're in the semi. So they're going north, George. So they're gonna go behind.
Yeah, there's no sticker. Yeah, it's probably water or something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. But that also means that he might be a lot heavier, no?
Yeah.
If it's not empty.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see if I can see the stickers here on the back to figure out what may be in the back of this. Sometimes it's
Dude,
nothing hazardous.
Anything that happens,
water,
yo, I'm gonna be weird to say it.
Sometimes it is.
Anything at this point is on the fuck the cops are fucking liable. This is crazy.
See the stickers,
They should have shot this guy a long time. Like, he didn't even have a gun on the way out. He just didn't able to identify that. Like, bro, fucking roll on this motherfucker and then fucking run the fuck over. Hello?
That's all I can read there. And then unclear if I really can't see any other stickers.
Is it milk?
But again, the original car was a Ford. Yeah, well.
I can't hear dispatch. I have on my monitor, but I can't hear it.
We'll try to read that. See if
are they just being silent?
Says the name of the business.
Going outside of the
says
division,
the
identify.
DOT number, but maybe we can pull a phone number or something off the side. Wow, really scary moments here, folks. All unfolding live. Again, we heard that these suspects are armed. And during the pursuit, as he made his way
suspect, there's only one of them.
I did hear
is there more than one?
That the suspects had fired shots.
I only saw one. Am I stupid?
That they still have the
2, I'm dumb.
And clearly they were able to carjack this vehicle from the rightful owner here, the driver of this semi. They came right up to him. They crashed right up to the front of his vehicle, and they basically told him, get out. We don't know if they brandished the weapon or not, but the driver complied. He got out, said, here, take the car, and that's exactly what happened. So second vehicle that is carjacked here during the course of this pursuit.
I can chat.
And again, we'll see if
I'm paying attention. I'm trying to do the call at the same time.
in this vehicle, if we can try to read some information on the side when we get in the right position for it. But for now, unknown what may be in the back of this tank here with this semi pursuit now headed northbound on the 5.
+12 17748 Duncan.
So going on the 14, George.
No, it's
male Hispanic, stayed on the right shoulder with the vehicle.
So hopefully whatever's in the back of that tanker is.
Wait, do I have the right comms?
It may possibly be milk, is what we're gathering.
Another new carjacking vehicle.
committed to the 14 North, which is the way this pursuit began. It was,
I think they're talking about
on
this,
the
but I think they
14th
swapped in encrypted channels. Like, I could be wrong.
into the Newhall Pass. When he exited there at Roxford, he had already lost one tire and then decided to switch.
I think these guys are like another channel's talking about it, but it's not the actual comms. They went encrypted.
Vehicle that has been taken during the course of this.
Unless this guy has
the
it.
first vehicle taken at gunpoint. They fired shots at that driver, and now this
Vehicle
vehicle
truck.
taken at gunpoint. I didn't see anything brandished in this case, but we don't know really what happened inside of that cab of that vehicle when this semi was taken. But of course, really scary here.
Yo, everybody is on this motherfucker.
30, cancel item 37 from incident 4171 and assign it to 15X4.
He's also close to where the other copters fly from.
Yeah, he's right at the split here, so it looks like he's.
I think.
Calls on our Apple calls for a stack.
So CHP
1786 to confirm you want all calls in your stack?
that was carjacked, the one that we saw during the first half of this.
No, only chat. Only two of those. One or two of those are PD helis.
Committed, it looks like
The rest is all news. Leech station.
Looks like we're northbound 5 here. So
when people heard carjacking, chase, they go, whatever, dude. Whenever they heard somebody's life is at risk, whatever, maybe they could catch somebody fucking down on camera. Dude, helis were already fucking in the air, buddy.
711, suspect between log 23 to 25 years, also wearing dark color clothing, black boots, sitting on the counter monitor for additional exclusives at 4204 and 1601.
They woke Stu up. They woke Chris up. Andy, fucking Desmond, out of the fucking shed, and yo, you're coming in, buddy.
If there were cancel info 135 and 420, please 17 49 will handle.
There's not a lot that they can do in this case.
21843, stand by.
Things that we normally
Talk to comms. I'm gonna do the comms. If the comms stabilize chat, let me know. I'll play them up.
Pursuit intervention tactics like a pit maneuver or a spike strip, they really just don't come.
Next in line on that ramp was this tanker truck, and while they were still in their work utility pickup truck, they basically they crashed into this tanker truck's cab. The driver got out. 2 people then got in. We saw other trucks in the area. We thought they might try and box them in and not allow them onto the freeway. But again, you see that was not able to happen. On the right side is a replay. On the left side is a live look on the 5 freeway.
The other semi's following you?
Northbound towards, I believe, the Lancaster
Wait,
area,
actually?
going headed up towards the Great
No,
Plains.
this is live, guys. Yes, they said it early at the top. It was a
We
replay.
have not seen something like this. I don't remember a tanker truck. We have seen many vehicles taken over on Los Angeles freeways over the years, being involved in pursuits. I cannot remember a tanker truck like this. And again, we do not know what this contains. We were looking for some of those hazmat warning signs on the back of the truck. I have not seen it. It's dark. It's tough to get a view from this vantage point. But again, the right side of the 5 freeway here, that truck has now been carjacked and is being pursued.
What is the police doing?
It doesn't appear as though this truck is going very fast, but we did notice that that initial suspect that is driving this tanker now.
When things
really
escalate, they tend to peel back to de-escalate or whatever.
Hopped out
But
immediately, and
the guy
and
already
now
got a
this
new car.
suspect is
He's
on
not
the
likely to
loop
carjack
on
again.
the I-5.
So I don't know why they're creating distance again.
You know, it's not an easy thing.
No, it's unlikely because the reason why he swapped cars is the car was broken. This car is brand new.
Never driven one of these trucks. I don't think you'd be able to hop into that cab and be able to do what these guys are doing right now. I mean,
they might do it again, yeah, but
most trucks
not
like this,
now.
Are not automatic. You have to drive a stick. You have to shift.
Oh, they need to get info on the tanker and shit. Makes sense.
Here. And most drivers, as
Good
we know
call.
today, are used to
Chatter.
automatic transmissions. They're not used to a manual transmission. I don't know how new this truck is. And again, we don't know what the payload is in that tanker as Air 7 is trying to keep up on the 5 freeway. We're approaching the Newhall
He's watching the
Pass here
stream.
on the 5 through Newhall. So we're heading north towards Castaic, up towards
Fun
the
fact, a lot of newer
Grapevine.
trucks are automatic.
And
That one looks pretty new.
Did we lose that truck?
Next.
It's possible that it may have pulled ahead. It's possible. There it is. No, that looks like the.
So once again, if you're just joining us, this is a vehicle that was taken from the San Fernando Valley off of the Boxford exit of the northbound 5, taken likely at gunpoint because these guys were armed, and it was the second vehicle that they had carjacked during the course of this pursuit. The first one was a Ford. They were calling it an F-150 originally on the scanner, but looking at the vehicle in person, it did look much larger than that, either a Ford F-250 or a 350, but it basically became disabled when it lost a tire. So that's when they got out of that vehicle, tried to carjack a small...
That's not the HG, guys. I am making it up to speed.
Little white car. That person didn't let them in, and thankfully that person's okay. They were able to continue on from there. But then the driver of this semi truck, this big rig here, wasn't as lucky. The suspects crashed into the front of his car, and then basically commandeered it, took it over, and
I'm gonna take a risk on those comms and try to give it a shot. Also, this is lagging. I'm gonna swap back out to the other one.
Thankfully, was able to get out. He was.
It's dark out right now. You can see we even lost sight of it for a moment here, trying to see just how fast this driver is going right now. It looked as though it was maybe about 25 miles an hour kind of at the end there, but doesn't look like it's moving too fast. As you can see, many cars, other vehicles are passing this driver on the 5 freeway.
Yeah, and I was curious, once this began, truck drivers can talk to each other. They're on the CB, they have the radio, they can communicate, and we have seen instances in where trucks will coordinate with each other. You have a pair of big rigs that will basically block the entire roadway. So here we have a truck
this guy's
that has
broadcasting
been stolen. We have other truck drivers who were direct witnesses to this happening. And I'm curious,
Hack Mr. Beast,
what can be
I
done,
got you.
if anything. You don't want to drive this truck off the road.
Chat, am I allowed to broadcast those comms? These are comms that, I don't know how he's getting the comms, but I got them on Twitter. And I gotta tell AD to ban this Mr. Beast guy.
Sydney southbound 5, and we're going under Weldon Canyon. 5 lanes, about 50 miles per hour. Traffic.
25 copy, southbound 5 under Weldon, and the number 5, speed to 60 lights.
That truck starts getting over 70 units back off.
78 has 20. If the vehicle goes over 70, the units have to 1022 for as.
Oh.
Do you want anything in particular?
No.
Would you like a hot dog corn dog?
Go next time.
CHP officers, that's what that initial
I'm locked in, I got a
report
chase going
came
on.
in as. So a very dangerous situation, not only on the road, but potentially inside too.
Yeah.
Yo, I couldn't hear anything. I want.
Which I believe are a little more, like it's a little skinnier, it looks circular.
Yeah, but I went southbound 5 under the tunnel. Looks like the transition to the 14. And that vehicle has not come out from underneath the tunnel.
Told us that we do
25
have some,
copy, southbound 5 under the tunnel, transitioning to the 14. The vehicle has not come out of the tunnel.
Okay, stand by. He's slowly working his way out of the tunnel now.
This pickup truck that we were keeping an eye on,
tunnel.
is just sort of in the middle of traffic, and then it took a while to realize that they were
My phone?
actually going against the flow of traffic before that, and trying to decide.
Lag.
7506, I copy streamer on the 5 minutes
which
of a
you'll
ball.
watch, he will come into contact. Not
I'll go back to the comms when it's shit's popping off.
2 people emerge from this work truck. One of them, the driver.
Yo, both these broadcasts are bad. This is bad. Get us a guy casting it from the fucking thing and put the replay in small. This is so bad. So bad.
Get into the
Fucking
driver's
dog
seat, I
shit.
believe,
So tired of this
in
shit,
this
man.
tanker truck. And here's that other truck that goes by, slowing down, stopping to see what was going to happen. I was curious whether this truck was going to try and block the egress of the stolen tanker truck. And you can see the carjacked truck driver now run into the roadway and try and communicate with that driver.
Go back to Maine.
If you take
Go
a
to
look at
Maine.
the live picture on the left-hand side here, it kind of appears as though the driver was slowing down there for a minute, but still going still going on the I-5. And
No, I think
I'm not
they've
delayed,
gone
am
off
I?
on the old road. This looks like a 2-lane. This could be the truck. You know, if you've driven the 5 freeway through this area, the road's kind of split there.
Okay,
at the
finally
top of
we
hill,
got
and
the
you
live
can
car
take,
chase guy.
Either the truck route, the HOV.
These guys got no comms yet.
Or they got off at the old road. But there it is. That is that tanker truck that it was carjacked, stolen. We believe at gunpoint. We have reports of gunfire.
4 years,
this
holy
driver,
cow. Thanks
one
for
of these
all the great
two
streams,
men who
Mr.
are in this truck
XQC.
firing at officers when they were still in that pickup truck that we just saw, that they left and have now carjacked this truck. And so, yeah, the speeds are picking up. This might just be another outlet on the 5 freeway.
The TV Garden thing doesn't actually load for me.
Further south, I believe, we'll see. Again, you see, this is the main roadway of the 5 that we're now looking at. And at certain points, the roadway of the 5 splits and then rejoins, but they could be off to the east side on the old road. Yeah.
Oh,
not that one.
LA is such a shithole.
There it is. That's the driver right there.
Yep. So we'll see if this.
Yeah, the broadcast overall is very delayed because we heard about the tunnel on the police comms fucking 3 minutes ago.
North is one of the few places in America where the northbound side of a freeway or a highway is on the left because the two roads split, cross back over again the further north you get towards the Grapevine. And I believe this is now rejoining with the 5 freeway. Yeah.
And I want to bring in.
And why is this one lagging every time? SkyCal.
You talked about the moments that they tried to get into those cars and immediately backed off, either, out of wanting to just get to the next car, but they didn't openly attack. It didn't appear, at least in that moment, that they were trying to use any kind of a weapon. That does not mean that they don't have a weapon. We're still trying to work to figure out exactly what authorities know about these individuals in this car right now. Again, we're talking 2 individuals, so one in the driver's side, obviously, and the passenger side as well. So they're working here in tandem, but it's just, again, stunning to see this go on.
It doesn't do anybody any good
to
increase the pressure
with you is that
and go out blind
this specific
and go up to the. It's fine.
So much attention, so difficult to maneuver, and put so many more people in danger. Even though I imagine that the danger part of it is probably the least of their concerns in this particular case.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't get anything bigger than this thing here.
Things that come onto the freeway.
Yeah, this is just
there you go. I got it.
He'd be planning
up on the 405 here as well, and he could end up going south 405. In fact, that might be the 405 interchange right there, I believe. So, and then 118 is down a little bit further. So, he's got a lot of directions he can go at this point. In fact, that's the 405 interchange right there. And so if he continues south now, he's got the 118 ahead of him. They're going to stay behind him, and I guarantee you there's units ahead that are trying to block off on-ramps as best they can, but there's only so much you can do. And so you're going to have to leapfrog and have different offices as they go along. That's the one advantage CHP has over local law enforcement. They have jurisdictions within their department. They're called offices, and each office will take charge of their area and pass it off to each other as it goes down. So you don't have new hall officers down in the middle of South Central or something.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Central Division.
Yeah, it's a very well coordinated effort. So, Tim Wynn, I want to thank you for jumping on with us on short notice. I'm Phil Schuman. This is a live pursuit on the I-5 southbound of a carjacking suspect. Started in Lancaster in a pickup truck, attempted to carjack a passenger car, and then carjacked live on our air this truck that looks to be some type of milk delivery truck. So we're going to sign up for now, but you can watch this live on the Fox local app and check it out on Good Day LA at 4 a.m.
This should not go down, chat. Don't worry about it.
Live on the Fox local app and check it out on Good Day LA at 4 a.m.
It was sparked by the 1990.
Yeah.
In just a few seconds. Stand by. Stay with us.
You guys are also swapping that.
This is
I can't believe it.
me off. There's very little options.
And stream on Hulu.
Intervention tactics. Now, this started in Lancaster. We're all the way in the San Fernando Valley now here, making our way southbound on the 5 freeway. But this started in Lancaster where they
because that was the live broadcast one. That's why.
To get out of the way, this is the tanker truck.
It was a Ford
running into the front of that truck. The driver of the utility truck gets.
Yeah, these are bad. They always talk about that.
They took that vehicle at gunpoint from the rightful owner in the Lancaster area, and they shot at this person. Now, we don't know if that person was actually hit, but Lancaster Sheriff started chasing that Ford pickup, made its way all the way here into the San Fernando Valley, where they hit a spike strip in the Newhall area and lost a tire.
True,
and
that's when
things got really scary.
No.
When those two suspects
this lady's a little bit underrated.
And then stole this big rig. Now again,
this lady Castor is underrated.
So,
she's not bad at all.
Whatever they
and she also runs a solo show too.
Of this vehicle saw,
she's always first on the scene. Solo casting this shit from the get-go, with almost nothing to go with her.
Now we were wondering what may be in the back, and we're being told that the back of this big rig is empty.
Usually they're first.
The person who got out of the big rig. Now, earlier, Ileana, we saw that one of the people tried to carjack another big rig driver, but that driver backed up and wasn't turning over the truck.
Yeah, we actually saw them try to carjack 2 other vehicles before this one.
Now in Pacoima, and we mentioned those shots fired earlier. That's kind of how we got this initial report of this pursuit. And CHP units have now confirmed that they have located a firearm left inside of that original pickup truck.
You were the chosen one, by the way.
That we showed you earlier. It's unclear if there is another firearm, because we did see 2 people hop into this truck now that these CHP officers are on.
Firearm is gone. They threw it out
here. This is kind of the first time that we've been able to see these patrol cars in our vantage point now. But again, still going strong. Not sure.
So how did they hijack the vehicle then?
Going really fast earlier. We saw reports of maybe.
Why did the guy give him the car?
But it has continued. This has persisted.
Looks
like
they
have 2 exactly.
Just
That's
about
what I'm thinking.
at speed, not going too fast, not going too slow here. But again, with those pursuing officers. And a big question that we are wondering is what is inside that tank. This is not a normal fuel tanker, a gasoline, which is a little wider.
Hold on, they're getting out, boys.
This is a long cylindrical tube.
It's empty confirmed, really. Empty confirmed.
It could have some kind of cryogenics,
could be anything really.
Cold freeze. It could have some kind of gas, natural gas on board, and that, of course,
it could be methamphetamine for all we care.
Yet another level of danger. Here we have a carjacked 18-wheeler with some kind of trailer with unknown substance inside. We want to bring in now Bruce Thomas, our law enforcement expert, who has been watching this pursuit along with us. Bruce, you've been in this game a long time. What are your initial thoughts watching this play out tonight?
You know that you've got to have a multi-plan event for this, because when the vehicle does stop, you have assault with a deadly weapon on police officers, you have carjacking, 2 big-time felonies, and the fact that they've recovered a gun. You have suspects that are possibly still armed and dangerous. So there's a lot of missing pieces for CHP in this case.
Bruce, I mean, this is a big vehicle. You have to really know what you're doing to be able to drive this type of truck. But in terms of being able to stop it, I mean, what can law enforcement do at this time?
You know, just what they're doing now is kind of a wait and see, stay behind it, try to warn other vehicles.
Where's Stu anyway?
Get out of its way. Maybe they could deploy a spike ship, but that's going to be very hard to do to get in front of this vehicle. And then once again, you know, as Jory said, what is the load of this
Probably
vehicle?
Looking for a new partner, maybe.
Chemicals? Are we going to have hazardous materials incidents when this vehicle finally stops?
It's a question police are likely asking if they don't know already, because this.
His commentary hasn't been the same ever since his wife left him.
About some kind of potentially flammable liquid or gas, and again, we want to let you know they are
it's
now
been
on
a lot
the
better.
170 freeway southbound. That's why you see
Bro powered up like a Giga Chad, really putting all his engine into work, which where it needs his attention. Holy stoic Giga Chad, Sigma male.
Which on a Sunday night is quiet, and that's one of the things you can say we are thankful about. is the fact that this is happening late on a Sunday night. Roadways are generally clear. There's not a lot of traffic at this time that we can see. But again, this is the second pursuit we've seen today, Sophie, where the driver, for some reason, was wearing a utility vest, one of those reflective vests, and then carjacking a vehicle. And this is a large vehicle. We certainly did not see that earlier.
Right, and Bruce, we know that again,
they were probably doing it like a heist
on this pursuit of someone in that car firing shots at an officer or at CHP officers. So again, not knowing what's inside, what cargo is inside of this truck. If there are shots fired, I mean, law enforcement officers have to also be careful of what's inside there too, right?
Yeah, you don't want to return fire on a hazardous materials tanker truck, which could cause additional problems. But at the same time, you know, the suspects were armed.
Wait, is this Chris, my men's?
And they did engage CHP.
Is that him?
Some sort of
holy Chad, I can't.
Gunfire.
Hey, Bruce, can you walk our viewers through how the handoff goes for the pursuing
Holy
law enforcement?
muscular
I know this started
Chad.
out with the CHP Newhall taking over the pursuit from the Sheriff's Department in Palmdale and Lancaster. And as they enter different jurisdictions, the kind of jurisdiction will change for law enforcement. How do they coordinate? How does that work as they move their way through different parts of town?
Yeah, CHP is very well versed in this.
Becomes bald.
Santa Clarita, you have the Newhall.
Voluntarily shaves his entire head.
Then you have West
when
Valley,
perfect hairline.
CHP. Then you have Hollywood area CHP, and then ultimately downtown. So they're just transversing geographic areas with,
I'm not doing that.
You know, the CHP officers who will just hand it off.
Yeah. So they're coordination over the radios. Someone, if there's
it's
unified
hard,
command
though.
or some kind
have to pick me up,
coordinating entity will coordinate this, or is it just kind of done on the ground as they enter new jurisdictions?
Well, you have watch commander who's ultimately in charge of the pursuit, and it's
how
just a
hard it would be.
handoff. Basically, okay, we are now leaving Santa Clarita's area. We're headed back south, so it's going to be West Valley. So when they get,
I would have to stream in a house next to the tower every day until there's a call that comes in.
Waiting for the vehicle to come by, and then they hand off. The other thing, too, CHP is very well versed in, as other agencies are, too, is you don't want to get tunnel vision, being the lead patrol car is focused on that vehicle. So the vehicle that's second or third will do what we call calling the pursuit, the direction of travel, the speed, what the vehicle's wanted,
like an RP.
The description of the vehicle. So the primary vehicle, the first vehicle, can focus just on driving.
And Bruce, when this inevitably comes to an end, you know, the best case scenario is that these drivers surrender, they pull over, but say that they just stop in the middle of the freeway here. You know, it's Sunday night going into Monday morning. People are thinking about getting back to work, again, on a very busy freeway. What will officers do? Will they leave that truck? If that truck stops in the middle of the freeway, will they leave it there to further an investigation? Will they pull it over? I mean, again, like we've mentioned, we don't know what's inside that truck. So what happens when this comes to an end, if they stop in the middle of the freeway?
Yeah, what they're doing is they're planning for the end of the pursuit, the terminus, as we call it. And they have multiple
This
plans.
graphic is not
it. Do they surrender? Do they stay in the cab of the truck?
You can overlay that onto it with a small little background.
As an additional issue, CHP would call out probably the LA County Sheriff's Special Enforcement Bureau to arrive on scene and take that over. Then the other thing, too, like you said, what is in that vehicle? If they stop in the middle of the freeway, eventually you have to move it. So do they have the tow truck drivers who tow vehicles for CHP with the big rigs? Once it's all over, then they would move it.
Not going to end.
It's going to sit in the middle of that freeway, unfortunately.
Yeah. How about when this comes to an end and the drivers get out and officers behind draw their guns? Can you do that in a situation like this with a tanker truck with unknown payload on there? I mean, what if this is a flammable material and you have guns drawn?
Bro.
Is there any training for a situation like this? What do you do when you have a dangerous substance here that could react pretty poorly to bullets being fired?
Well, as you had said earlier, they are looking up in the hazardous materials handbook, which every vehicle has and every officer is versed in. What is the placard saying it is? Is it diesel fuel? Is it
Radio's popping off.
gasoline, compressed gas?
Send it.
You know, is it something that's dangerous as an inhalation?
Well, I have it on the same
hazard?
amount of air, but I don't think it's the correct
they've
one.
already gotten that information out. But like you say, now it's stopped. Can we...
Osborne code 204-265 RD 1969. Code 412-233 Van Allen Street, District Way.
Oh, wrong. This is the old ones. They swapped off.
101 freeway through Universal City, about to go through the Cahuenga Pass and down into the heart of Hollywood. And then you're talking about a much different situation, because even on a Sunday night, if you live in that area, there could be a lot of traffic. There are a lot of landmarks in this area as they are heading southbound now on the 101, just passing Barham.
Heavier militaries coming to Texas.
Barham right there and heading down towards Hollywood. Knowing everything that is in this area, you hope that this truck stays on the freeway. You do not want to see this play out on a side street in Hollywood, anywhere around there. There will be exits up here again for Cahuenga, for the next one might be Vine.
That's it. It's the same tanker.
Hollywood and Vine, they're going to pass the Capitol Records building right on the 101. As soon as they crest over the freeway in the Hollywood Bowl, we should see on the right there. I believe that's it right there.
Guys, it's the same U.
So dangerous time here. We can see the 101 is pretty clear up ahead. That is good news as this pursuit continues on. Again, if you are just now joining us, this began about a half an hour ago in the Palmdale-Lancaster area. Shots were fired at pursuing officers. I believe at that point it was still the LA County Sheriff's Department who transferred pursuit over to the California Highway Patrol. That has continued from the 14 freeway to both directions on the 5, northbound then southbound. This driver
on paper, they could just send it
earlier. Wound up trying to carjack the cab of a big
go
rig.
to another district, whatever.
This is what we saw earlier.
Right, when they run out of gas,
10:45.
and then swap cars while they swap the officers in front.
This trailerless cab, the driver of that cab then backs up the on-ramp to the 5 freeway. You can see this pickup truck continues going the wrong direction up the off-ramp until they find another victim.
And one of our producers just told us that truck drivers who have been watching our live stream have just called in to tell us, we're still waiting on clarity, but they've called to tell us that what is inside of that tanker is not hazardous. Again, we can't confirm that just based off of what we're looking at, but people who know better than I, it sounds like,
good.
Well, have a good
that's
idea.
Great news. I'd love to know what kind of stuff that tanker carries, what container, but that
milk or empty.
Theory, that statement is buoyed by the fact that we do not see any hazmat tags on the back of this truck. They're usually those placards, square or diamond, different colors. Usually see them in red or blue or yellow, signifying different codes and numbers on the back, showing
or
what
it's not
kind of
labeled
hazardous material
because
you might have
it's being
on board.
done
We do not see those on this tank. And that is now
to maneuver around
likely
uranium
by some other truck drivers who
by
thank
the
you
government.
for that information, guys and gals, who have been watching and helping us out.
But still a dangerous situation, again, because this vehicle is very large. You know, people have to train, to study, to be able to drive these trucks. I mean, it is really no joke. We did see one of the people who carjacked this truck did have a vest on, a utility vest on, which you know was definitely of note here. But still a very dangerous situation. We know that this driver has not been going super fast on the freeway, but again, still dangerous. Also because we know that at one point that these two people that are in this truck were armed. We know CHP did find a firearm inside of the pickup truck that they were initially driving, so it's unclear if they still have a firearm on them, but still, again, a dangerous situation here tonight.
Chris Christie, watching our broadcast, our helicopter reporter during the week, says it looks kind of like a milk truck to him. I was thinking that, but it just looks a little small. There's no hazard in milk, so I would think they would have a tanker as big as some of the the gasoline trucks that we see, which are a little wider, a little higher. This is pretty compact. This is pretty small. So I didn't think
probably
it was
does something to protect the milk or whatnot inside
it. A little small. It just looks like it would be a little. You can fit a little more payload on there.
Maybe it's getting
something as benign as milk. But again,
protect the temperature from the outside
word of
heat.
What it could be. But this pursuit continues on the 101 freeway. Now heading towards downtown Los Angeles at relatively slow speed, but still dangerous nonetheless. This is now, I believe, passing Melrose. I'm recognizing the storage units, the self-storage This is in the middle of the two sides of the freeway. This should be right about Melrose, approaching Silver Lake.
Silver Lake, yeah, I used to live there. Yeah, I used to live right there.
Vernon Avenue is somewhere around here. That should have been that right there. I believe that overpass is Vernon and heading towards Silver Lake.
Dude, I want to go back
next.
And we have law enforcement expert Bruce Thomas, who assists us on so many things, and especially pursuits. And Bruce, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but this has been going on for almost, 40 minutes now?
I know exactly
what, if anything, can these officers do to try to stop these drivers?
Where?
Well, the one thing, hopefully they were able to find out from the driver who was carjacked how much gas, how much diesel fuel was in this vehicle. That would tell officers at least how long this pursuit can go on. But in this case, it's kind of just we have to wait and see. He's not driving, or she or them are not driving dangerously. They are abiding by the speed limit. They're not changing lanes abruptly. So they're not putting the public in that kind of danger. However, with any pursuit, there is danger to the officers, to the suspects, and to the uninvolved third party who may get caught up in this.
Yeah, just going on a basic, another internet search of how long a tanker truck can go, a semi, anywhere from 1,000 miles to 2,000 miles on a tank of gas with a tank of upwards of 300-gallon capacity. Not much fuel efficiency. Still, that equals, even if you 300 gallons, if you get a couple miles per gallon, you're talking about 1,000 miles or more.
1,000 miles?
We don't know, again, as Bruce said, how much fuel was left in the tank, but I don't think this is one where you're going to see them drive this until the gas runs out, until the fuel runs out, because you could wind up at the Mexico border if this continues southbound here. We don't know what the motivations are of this truck, and we see law enforcement shutting down or not shutting down the on-ramp, or just looks like there's an officer who's just allowing cars to go by, so I don't know what that driver,
slowing down traffic,
that CHP officer is doing on that on-ramp. You would think they would shut down the on-ramps and off-ramps to kind of clear the way for this pursuit, but that is not happening at first blush. And again, so here we see the split coming up of the 110 and the 101 freeway continuing south. We know this interchange right at downtown. You can take the 110 either direction towards back up towards the valley, or you can head south down into South Los Angeles and hit the 10 freeway, or you can continue on 101, the 5 merge, where it then will split several times here. Officers moving ahead. We see this sometimes. Bruce, maybe you can talk a little bit about this, about officers
like on the radio
and trying to block off
clicking your link. If this is a bad link, I swear I'm banning you from everything.
For these officers and the danger of having this truck continue on this pursuit. Do we still have Bruce? Okay, we might have lost Bruce. We'll get him back on the line here. But now it looks like getting on the 110. This would be the 110 southbound, which cuts right through downtown Los Angeles. It'll be going by right through downtown, right by the convention center. You have the Crypto.com Arena. And these are the apartments that years ago burned down during construction. And again, light traffic here at 11:19 on a Sunday night. That makes things a little bit easier for these pursuing California Highway Patrol officers. Light traffic through downtown. It's rare you can say that, Sophie, but it's glad it's a good thing that it's happening right now.
Especially in those lanes, literally right there, because those are very usually high traffic lanes. Because these buildings are blocking our view at this moment. We'll see if we can get Air 7 back into view here, get our vantage point back here from Air 7.
And OC Dad just tweeted us, FYI, that is a milk truck.
Percent on the...
Which one do you guys want?
Okay. There you go.
4 lanes,
all right, well, let's hope that we don't see milk spilled on the 110 freeway here tonight. You can see that is likely...
Guys, is this not old?
California Highway Patrol, who is, do they have an airship overhead right now? So we can't tell who is that pursuing. You see the helicopter right
No, it's not.
Bug, our live Air 7 Bug. But as they make their way through the high rises.
But so far, so good. And yeah, we're seeing more traffic there, a little bit narrower lanes than we were seeing earlier. And just one.
Southbound. And we should get eyes on it here again momentarily. Again, this began quite a distance away. There it is. Quite a distance from where we are watching this play out right now. This began up in Lancaster, in the Palmdale, Lancaster area. Shots were fired at pursuing LA County Sheriff's deputies. That came from a pickup truck. I believe it was a Ford F-150, according to our notes from our assignment desk. That continued on the 5 freeway. At one point, that truck going the wrong direction on the 5 freeway.
Who is my primary?
100.
Chat, apparently red is ahead, by the way. Apparently this is ahead.
Gas that this driver has and how much they could continue to drive. We saw that decision. It looks like they are getting off. I'm not sure. Earlier, they had passed Adams Boulevard. They bypassed the 10 freeway. They had that option to continue
if Comm's getting crazy, let me know.
Westbound or to continue on the 110. But it looks like they continued on the 110 and now getting off an exit. I'm not sure if it's past Adams Boulevard, but maybe Jefferson or Exposition that they're getting off.
Vehicles down there below. And CHP following
Chat,
behind.
can they not put a big ass fucking thing on the road that blocks the whole thing?
Again, just continuing to follow right now.
Some like super blockade.
Suspects. They found a gun in one of the vehicles, so we know they don't have possession of at least one of their firearms, but we do believe them to be armed. Right now, they are considered armed and dangerous. And right now, CHP is just following behind. You see the two cruisers right there. Staying close behind.
That is a 610.
And thankfully, we have not seen any accidents or erratic driving on their part, but we just continue to watch. It's really
dude, don't put replays as live content, man. Fuck, man.
At this point, CHP is very concerned about people. And look at this. We're on these narrow roads, and we're just continuing to watch it right now. Carjacking suspects, stealing a semi. It is something that you rarely see here. This is earlier.
It's on the service road.
When we were watching it earlier, and you can see that vehicle just traveling there. Earlier, they again lost a tire, so that's
not born dumb fucker.
Down.
But he's getting shot at the cops, man.
Picture back, we will bring it to you. But this is just kind of a crazy chase tonight here at 11.
And before we talk about what you're seeing on the screen, which happened earlier, I think. To update you, it did appear that the big rig, we can see a picture now, did get off. There we go. The 110 freeway right around USC, right around, I believe it's Exposition Boulevard. He got off the freeway and is off the freeway now and is making a left turn on one of those streets that's just south of the 10 freeway and south of USC.
So you see pedestrians now. I mean, there are people out there. So this becomes even more dangerous. Plus, you have traffic lights.
Chad, this is bad.
It's just a whole different story. I know they'd prefer to be on the freeway usually because it ups the danger.
Yeah, it adds another factor. And we were talking earlier about, thankfully, because it is a Sunday night, less traffic on the road, less people out there because it is late at night. But there are still pedestrians out there. There are still people out there. And as you can see, there are cars on the road as well. So we have no idea what's in the mind of the driver right now, why he chose to get off the freeway.
Let me hear this.
Northbound 11, number 1, 45, light traffic.
Northbound 11, number 1, 40, light traffic.
We're in South LA right now as it continues this pursuit, which began all the way in Lancaster, Palmdale, Kathy.
Yeah, Los Angeles Street is what I'm understanding. And I wonder if they're not trying to come to a stop somewhere here because you think, why get off the freeway? Why be on these streets? You're not going to jump into a parking lot like we've seen with others into some shopping mall and try to hide. You're in a semi-truck, so they're not trying to hide. It makes me feel like maybe they're looking for a place to come to a stop and give up, but we'll see what happens as soon as we locate them. Here we have all the buildings in downtown. There they are coming out right now on the left-hand side of your screen. CHP still in pursuit behind them, but the dangerous thing is we have pedestrians, we have other cars, and I mean, they have to be thinking what is going on.
If Andrew Garfield was still Spider-Man, this would have been stopped already.
Right behind the semi-truck. Thankfully, it's not carrying anything tonight. We have pretty much confirmed that the driver has, was jumped out of it because he was fearing for his life, and that was what enabled him to take this vehicle.
That's your Spider-Man.
By now,
my reimagined Spider-Man is LA.
That's where they learned that information.
And we know based on past pursuits, sometimes these drivers, they wind up driving to somewhere familiar to them. They wind up driving somewhere where they know someone who might be able to help them, someone who might be able to hide them. That is, of course, pure speculation at this point. We don't know the intention of this driver. We don't know. We do know they just ran a red light there, again, increasing
Oh, no, not a red light.
But got off the freeway after.
Damn, that's kind of scary for the people, though.
For several miles. We watched this pursuit before the newscast began, as it started in the Antelope Valley and continued southbound on the 5 freeway onto the 170 and onto the 101 and to the 110, beginning with a first carjacking.
Damn, that racing line is crazy.
Shooting at, according to authorities, shooting at one of the victims whose truck they carjacked, and then carjacking a big rig that you see here that continues to flee from law enforcement.
This guy knows how to drive this. This guy might be a CDL holder, chat.
That Eliana confirmed that it was?
Yeah, CHP took over on the freeway, and I believe they may have stayed behind them, continuing. It's really up to the agencies what they want to do and hand off between agencies or what have you. But on the freeway, usually the CHP.
Certified trucker.
I just keep thinking to myself, there has to be a plan. There has to be something that they're thinking to be on these side streets and not on the freeway.
Tunnel alert.
Just trying to get away. I don't know if they're trying to think what they want to do.
Here it comes, big turn.
Just waiting to see if they might come to a stop. We've lost them for just a moment, but we're going to stay overhead and try to get our bearings and see where they
Wait, that's a spot in GTA?
Out. I mean, it's not too hard to spot that giant white semi-truck with the tank, but somewhere
Where is he?
Here, they have hidden from us temporarily.
Yeah, we saw them move towards South Los Angeles, but apparently the.
Ready to get back out.
We're turning south.
They're getting back out. I have the comms.
South on Figueroa Street.
I have the
Wrong
comms.
way, that's wrong way.
It goes wrong way.
Follow me. Wrong way on Figueroa from Hill.
We'll bring you those images, but I can tell you that we last... Figueroa and Hill is what I'm hearing. So looks like just came out this other side. So we see the CHP units there. So we'll find the vehicle here in just a second.
Eliana, I had you in my head. I was thinking, you always say it's better to be on the freeway and not on these side streets because it gets so dangerous. And we did see people out walking around. And I just have to wonder what they think with a semi going by them.
Yeah, absolutely. And it really does make things more dangerous.
So what is that, Glendale?
So I'm hearing he's southbound here, Figueroa, which of course parallels the 110 freeway. And when it is on surface streets, it does become more dangerous just because you have cross traffic, you have pedestrians. So a chase that was already dangerous just being on the freeway becomes increasingly dangerous when you exit onto surface streets.
Figueroa and 7th right now is what we're hearing. Iliana, what do you make of this? Usually when people get off and they either are trying to go home, they go someplace they know, they're trying to hide, but this is not the case likely here.
What?
Confirm, 6198.
Okay, still southbound through Jamestown Woods.
Dude, that is a lot of air traffic. That's crazy.
Arena, so I'm going to ask George if we could just head a little bit south. He's just over here by these buildings, so just outside of our line of sight. But I continue to monitor on the scanner.
Fox has it.
I'm still hearing that he's still moving here through the area. Every now and then I can see some of the police units. But again, it's going to be surface streets here around downtown Los Angeles.
Yeah, obviously because we're in downtown Los Angeles and because of this.
No audio on this one, though. No audio on this one.
Big and a very white big rig that we are following, but as you can see, it is a very prominent area in downtown Los Angeles. There, we found it, right by LA Live, right by Crypto.com.
Then put it on the broadcast. Then put it on the broadcast. We don't care about this. We don't care about this. We don't care.
We've got a pursuit in downtown. As you can imagine, when you've got all of these high-rises,
every
now and then we'll catch a glimpse of the vehicle and then lose it again behind a building. So kind of a cat and mouse here for us. But you see him there. He just came out. He's on 12th Street, headed eastbound. So he's in the area of, as you said, LA Live, the Crypto.com arena, all very busy areas. Really at any time of the year, but right now, late on a Sunday night, thankfully, you're just You have just a few people who are going home a little bit.
Did they have a gun though? He literally was hiding something.
Imagine if there was a Lakers game going on or a Kings game, something at the Crypto.com arena. When stuff like that happens, you have hundreds of people that are just simply walking here down the sidewalk or even sometimes in the middle of the street. A situation like that would be extremely dangerous, but thankfully it's pretty quiet here in downtown Los Angeles tonight as he just made that northbound turn here onto Hope Street from 11th.
Yeah, and you know, this is a driver. These are two suspects who have come off of two carjackings. You know, I hope they don't try to carjack someone else. I would find that hard to have happen when we have CHP right behind them. But you never know what they're thinking at this point. They're certainly not trying to hide. It's impossible to hide right now. And if they wanted to get away, they'd be on the freeway. So we're just going to have to continue to watch and see what they're doing.
Interesting
not
commentary.
Any of the traffic rules of the road right now. But as much trouble as we've had keeping up with them at some point, CHP never lost them, right?
Nope.
Yeah, they've always had the airship overhead. The airship might have lost sight of him here through the buildings at times, but because they have all those units behind them, they were able to quickly re-engage with their ground officers. That officer,
holy
really
racing line,
this guy much in the way of room. He's right on his tail, so they're trying not to lose him. Another thing that I did notice that the CHP is doing is they're running other officers on adjacent streets. So just in case this guy decides to go wrong way, which he has done, so that the officers don't have to go wrong way with him, they have these other officers on
what is he doing?
that can get behind him and go the right way. But this is, Figueroa and Wilshire. It's going to be
holy
a turn there for him. He's going to go right under us here for just a second, so pardon the shot. But
this guy locked in.
Southbound turn on a Figueroa from Wilshire.
So narrow there.
You know, it struck me just as it was making that turn, and I was worried about one of those cars getting hit. And how difficult it is to make a turn with that kind of vehicle. And it struck me when he carjacked that big rig, my first question was, is he able to drive it? Because those things are not easy to drive, and I'm surprised so far. Those downtown streets are not wide streets. There's not a lot of room to maneuver, and it takes some skill to drive a vehicle like that.
Yeah, they're not very wide streets, and a lot of them are one-way streets. And if you don't know your way around well enough here in downtown, you'll end up on a wrong-way street. And so he already did that at a couple of times here, making his way through downtown Los Angeles.
But it's the one-way.
Continuing on Figueroa, and of course Figueroa is the major street here that runs adjacent to the 110 freeway. It's where you have all of these major landmarks, like the Crypto.com arena, which we're just passing by. We of course have the convention center just south of that. So if he continues in this general direction, it will get him down to the 10 freeway. He can get back on the freeway there. Now, I don't know.
This guy's GG, just fucking give up already, man.
To begin with, but he was on that 10 freeway. That's where he exited, but he may be trying to work his way back to the highway.
It's so crazy. This all started in Lancaster. You picked it up at what time, Ileana?
We picked it up. It was around it was around like 10 o'clock at that point, just a little bit after 10 or so. And we heard it coming down the 14 out of Lancaster. Originally, it was Lancaster Sheriff's in pursuit
this is still
of
a 2-star chase.
Ford truck. Lancaster Sheriff's then handed it off to the CHP when it
I don't think we'll ever
see
a 3-star.
Southbound on the 14 to the southbound 5.
3, 4. I mean, we'll never see a 4.
Overhead when
4 is crazy.
The carjacking of this vehicle took place, and I can tell you, it was very
4 is like the mobile SWAT vans and shit.
We knew that they were armed. We knew that they were willing to use that weapon because they had used it on the first carjacking that they had done, and apparently they had even fired at an officer during the course of the pursuit. So we knew that these were two very dangerous suspects who were really going to do anything that they needed
5
to
is
do
tanks.
to get away. And what they decided to do was to steal this big rig. Thankfully, there's nothing in the back of the big rig, but still a really scary situation to know that these guys who may have
they know where they're going
at this point are driving a very dangerous.
What is this fucking shithole?
And you witnessed it.
What a disgusting city, man. Fucking embarrassing.
At least one of the suspects confronted
Look
the
at
driver,
that piece of shithole that is, man.
Maybe more than one driver of the big rig, and that
embarrassing,
driver
seriously.
wisely decided to withdraw and not try to stay in his truck. I remember you were right over there when the driver was scared away by the suspects.
Yeah. Yeah. he initially tried to carjack a small little white vehicle. Thankfully, that person had his or her windows and doors closed, so they weren't able to get access to the car. So they moved on. They moved on to another big rig.
Damn.
But that big rig driver just bolted out of there, wanted nothing to do with it. But this guy, or the original driver of this
is definitely a trucker for sure.
Different
Confirmed.
situation for him, because the suspects crashed into him with that original stolen Ford pickup truck. So that was really their ruse to get into the cab of the vehicle, pull the driver out, and then take the car. Now, at that point, we don't know if they were still armed, because there was a gun recovered from the Ford truck. But what we don't know is, did they only have that one gun, or is there still a gun on board of this vehicle? Because again, there's 2 people inside of the cab of this big rig.
Okay, so that is how the CHP has to proceed, not knowing they have to consider that they are armed and dangerous right now, and they are continuing to be dangerous just driving on these streets. I just cannot believe they got off the freeway and they're continuing to try to maneuver through these streets and make those tedious turns that they're just barely getting by. You have to wonder what they're thinking right now, what the plan is.
And making that decision to continue fleeing in downtown.
Don't mute the caster.
Kind of making a circle, basically, what they did right now, because they kind of had open space and a free southbound journey toward the 405, eventually toward Orange County, but instead they got off the 110 freeway.
We don't care, buddy.
Doubled back and went northbound into downtown Los Angeles by the Civic Center, and then went southbound again toward Crypto.com Marina, toward the Convention Center, is now going southbound again, choosing...
and look at this.
And now trying to get on the freeway again, it appears, in the opposite direction, and again, increasing...
This is how they carjacked the first time, by the way.
And it's actually how we picked it up earlier. They were going in the opposite direction when they were in the other vehicle. So, you know, this just ramps up the danger right now. And again, I just want to know if they're trying to find a way out, exactly what the plan is. I do not know. They're driving into oncoming traffic. So at this point, we're just waiting to see what's going to happen.
On the highway?
Holding our breath to make sure that no one gets hurt. So far, we don't believe, other than the person who was fired at, we don't know their condition.
Opposite of the lanes of travel.
It doesn't appear that there have been any other wrecks or anything happening besides them tapping this vehicle. The driver has, appeared to drive fairly well up to this point, but now going the opposite way.
What is he doing? No way, carjacking somebody else, right?
I just don't know what they're going to do at this point.
Yeah,
I feel like they're about to do that.
Danger every time they make a move like this, but thankfully, like you said, even though there supposedly has been gunfire involved, especially at the beginning of this incident, that no one
I think
has
they're
been
looking for
so far, which is
a certain maybe
which we are thankful
type of car or
considering these
type of person.
At least one of them is armed, and also because they are driving a vehicle that it's a dangerous vehicle. It's a large vehicle, and there are some very tight turns, and obviously they're doing a very dangerous thing right now, going the opposite direction.
Yep, 100%.
Slowing down right now as they see all this traffic coming.
This is the 10 freeway they're on right now, and why they're choosing to do this, I do not know. They have traffic on each side of them.
They're choosing.
They're going the opposite direction. Earlier, when they did this, they carjacked a vehicle, this vehicle. So I don't know what the plan is right now, but you can see people
what they're doing.
trying to get
They're looking
on the freeway
for a type
right
of model of car or
directly
easy person to get it from. By going to the exit brackets, where people slow down.
You watch something
like we did it earlier, dude. Like, hello.
It looks like he is getting off the freeway at this point. You just worry that someone's going to get hit any moment.
Oh, I've been holding my breath up here the whole time. I'm so scared
Why would they hesitate
what could happen.
They keep slowing down every time they look at cars.
This is a very dangerous vehicle that is driving the wrong side of the road here on a major freeway here in the downtown LA area. He was going in the westbound lanes but headed eastbound. Thankfully, he just exited here, so now he's on Alameda, having a tough time making that turn here. Alameda south of the 10 freeway.
Did he hit him?
Turning out. They're getting out. Someone
On
is
foot!
Here. You can see them
On
running.
foot!
So they're running
The
under
cops
the
are dog shit! The cops are trash! I literally said this would happen earlier!
Pop out the other side that looks suspicious.
They wait for the car to get transferred. Oh, guys, CHP out. They only people to take over. Bye. And then they get off. It's so stupid.
So they're going to start.
Oh my God!
Setting up a
What? Hello?
to take these two into custody. We saw them once when they carjacked the big rig, so we could see that they were both men. But of course, they could have changed their clothing between now and then. But again, two men are what they're looking for here. Alameda, just under the.
Is this guy stupid?
And Ileana, you were right on the plan. CHP couldn't follow them going the wrong way, but you mentioned CHP was setting up all over the area so they would be prepared and they would be ready to swarm in if, in fact, they did bail out of the truck. And that seems to be exactly what has happened in this area right now.
Yeah, you see that CHP is here. They have their guns drawn, and they are pointed toward the underpass here. So the suspects may be under there. Of course, we'll be very careful because there's a possibility that the suspects may be still armed as well. We know they've used that weapon before. But you see what look like CHP cruisers as well as some innocent bystanders here that now got stuck here in the commotion here. Again, Alameda just south of the 10 freeway.
Yeah, CHP on all sides right now.
George,
vehicles parked. They're running. They were running there at one point. Looked like they had something in their sights. But again, we're dealing with two suspects now who may be armed, who have already carjacked two people, so it is a dangerous situation for authorities.
No, it's empty. No.
But now that semi
they don't have them, I don't think.
Parked
I have the comms
there on the streets, and right now what they're trying to do is just round up the two suspects who started this all around 10 o'clock in Lancaster, if you can imagine that.
Yeah, and
what the fuck is happening?
Going southbound since then, but then making a turn and going now northbound after they hit South LA and kind of making a loop around downtown Los Angeles before getting onto the 10 freeway in the opposite direction, going eastbound on the westbound lanes, and then thankfully getting off of the freeway. And it looked like, Kathy, that they finally found a turn that they could not navigate. Either they chose to just go on foot at that point, or they realized they could not make that turn right under the 10 freeway and got out. And the extra danger, as you mentioned,
and either carjacking or having a vehicle waiting for them. Now the third vehicle in this white pickup truck.
Another one!
They might have just gotten off. Yep, they have gotten off the freeway now. It was at Cummings Street. There is that white pickup truck. Again,
I told you they were looking for a Max Win.
Pick this up. Perhaps their airships, their helicopter. Yeah, we see the Knight Sun there. The
White Chevy Silverado.
They are following this and have re-engaged this this driver as we await for those ground units to catch up. If we can put our SkyMap technology up there and figure out exactly where this is happening. This is Chicago Street.
Go back to 4?
Westbound on 6th Street. Eastbound on 6th Street from Chicago.
Street and 6th. So now in Boyle Heights, 6th and Chicago, turning left onto 6th Street.
From 6th. About
coming
45 miles per hour.
Straight from downtown, too. I mean, not too far away. Hopping on that freeway for
these cops, man, dude.
A matter of
I literally told you.
Minutes or so.
Comms going crazy, dude. I am on the comms. No.
Hopping off onto these side streets, which do appear to not be very busy right now. I haven't really seen many cars driving on these streets where they're going. Thankfully, keeping a lot of people out of danger. But again, we really haven't seen any of those patrol cars come up close to this truck like we saw while they were in that milk tanker earlier.
Yeah, that spotlight's still firmly on this truck. Law enforcement is still
exactly
in
what
connection.
transpired under the 10 freeway there, but we're being told that they got into this white truck, and you can see the airship is on them. They're opening their doors. It looks like at least one person jumping out. Yeah, it looks like
I don't know.
whoever was in.
Male Hispanic, dark clothing, just got in the driver's seat and they're taking off southbound again.
So, driver.
It sounds like this is what they did, that they got into this truck because just of the way they're driving and acting. But is anyone behind them at this point?
northbound on
Yeah,
Boyle.
so at this point, no one behind them. All of the CHP
These people are
cruisers
crazy.
were with the big rig over by the 101 freeway in Alameda. So at some point,
Chat, we actually rarely see this, very rare, that we have a dual queue actually cooperating.
Apparently, the vehicle just took off at about 100 miles an hour, so that's what made it suspicious. And they located it in
This is
the
a 1 in
Boyle Heights
1,000,
area
so this
near
is
4th
super
and
rare.
St. Louis, and you can see that it is running red lights here. It is driving erratic. We saw whoever was in the back get in the front, and now we're
Triple
about 50
swap,
miles an hour or so.
truck,
We're making our way here through the LAPD
dual
Hollenbeck
queue.
division on Boyle Avenue, adjacent to the 5 freeway.
All right. Well, thank goodness for the airship because they were able to track
Gun,
them as this
shots
happened.
fired.
Exactly. And Eliana, we do not know at this point how they got and flee from the big rig, but we don't know if this white truck could be the subject of yet another carjacking, right?
Yeah, at this point, it's unconfirmed because CHP did not know. They did not know for sure that this vehicle had been carjacked, but you can see the dangerous driving that we're witnessing
Thank
here.
you very much.
So it does
Super.
appear
Bye-bye.
very suspicious. This truck came out from under the overpass. We saw that driver switcheroo there just a second ago, and now we see these high speeds here through the Boyle Heights area. So at this point, we believe this
Close my lights,
vehicle
please.
may somehow be tied
Actually,
into
don't close my lights. You're good.
unknown at this point if it is in fact the subject of a carjacking, or if this is a situation where somebody stopped and picked them up.
If they drove off normally, Spears,
Right,
airship
they
would have seen
definitely
them.
needed to switch vehicles because they were in that tanker, so you wonder.
I was on the comms. I'm guessing that
it made
the
no sense to get on these streets.
witnesses
and
already
leave the
called it
freeway.
out.
But now, if they are in this vehicle, then the chase
They had
continues
directions and
now.
shit
They
from
are
the
still
bystanders.
Evading the CHP, so we'll have to wait and see if CHP picks
Also-
this up and what they will
Heli.
do once they get their vehicles in line and try to confirm whether this is what happened. If somebody
ABC had a
was
shot and then carjacking, they
or
knew.
someone picked them up.
It's not because airships of the news see it that the cops know. They don't actually are.
Vantage point, just given the
Pretty
pattern of this
rarely
chase
they
so
communicate
far,
on the
given
fly.
that they proceeded southbound,
We've
they
seen it
got off the
before.
freeway in South Los
Them
Angeles,
cooperating on the
doubled
fly,
back and
not
went
often.
northbound and went into downtown Los Angeles near the Civic Center, then went back to Crypto.com Arena, then went in the reverse direction, opposite direction on the 10 freeway.
Not true. Yo. Absolutely true. I know what I'm talking about. Don't test me on this one.
To find this white truck, like you said, maybe someone did meet them and provide them a vehicle, but it would seem unlikely that somehow this vehicle belongs to them and they knew where to go to find it, given
The cop chopper
unusual
doesn't
direction.
always see everything because he's maneuvering differently because he's closer to the ground. So they lose very crucial angles as they turn and spin around at lower height.
See the police units, the law enforcement units in pursuit at this point, but this chase has lasted well over an hour at this point.
Yeah, at least the airship is up above. They are continuing to follow, and now we're seeing it turn once again, going the opposite direction now. So
is this a cop?
I don't know. We're just going to continue to follow it right now here and see what they do. We don't even have confirmation that
It's a
these
fucking
are the
sniper.
suspects, but it certainly
Oh
is
my
a
God,
suspicious
bruh.
vehicle, and I think, just common sense tells you that probably that is what we're watching right now.
Yeah, and then the driving or the direction of these suspects has gotten, assuming these are the suspects. Okay, now this seems like the third or fourth time they have flipped around. So if it is
Mission
the same,
Classic.
Suspects that have fled, this pursuit started with a straight line, basically coming from the Antelope Valley down the 14, down the 5, down the 170, down the 101, down the
white Chevrolet pickup Sierra Model. Going southbound now. Looks like they're possibly trying to find a place to flip
road and keeps flipping around and going in the opposite direction. Now seems to be continuing in one direction at this point, but assuming again, and we don't know for sure, that these are...
I'm a chase noob, but how often do people try to get away? How often do they get away? Do they succeed?
That we're in this
very
big
commonly,
big rig, but
unless
we believe
they've been violent, or unless it's their car, been identified, and they'll get them later. Oh, Flamel!
Yeah, considered armed and dangerous. We're in Lincoln Heights right now as we continue to follow. One thing that has changed, if they get behind them now, they would be able to hit them at some point if they do a slow turn. We're going to wait and see if they come out from underneath, and not sure what they're doing right now, going very slowly. And now we have CHP behind.
It's creeping! It's on creep! It's empty! They're gone! It's empty!
It looks like
this could be a hit.
Is making a move right now. A CHP unit.
It's like a cat and mouse right now with this driver just almost toying with CHP.
It's empty, you fucking cock!
Doing, circles, going one way, looping around, now very slowly. I would wait and see if they take off.
Black car, which one?
Get out, open the doors, sort of play.
I didn't see.
And get back in the vehicle and take off, but we'll see.
Extra caution on behalf on behalf of law enforcement because of how this chase started.
They quad swapped!
They say at least one shot was fired at the beginning of the pursuit. They believe at least one of the suspect may still be armed. So
boom! Fourth car! What?
The suspect and protect the safety of the community and the officers. I believe we have Elliot.
I didn't see the swap. Did you guys saw the swap? Oh. Yeah, Chad, the other view I cannot rewind the other view. Sorry. I just can't do it.
Somewhere in that underpass, yep, you can see the spotlight from that vehicle that law enforcement cruiser right there. And another one now circling the block. So it appears that law enforcement might be looking for these drivers. They may have lost them.
What?
And you see, do we still have Bruce Thomas on the line?
What do you mean they lost them? They're right there.
Thanks for sticking with us this long.
They're right there.
We see
Are they not gonna lock in?
A CHP officer getting out of their vehicle. Could they be lost at this point? Looks like it.
It appears because there was a lag time between the on-scene of the patrol car.
I am so confused.
And the suspect vehicle that, like you said, he may have carjacked somebody else, and the vehicle was just rolling.
The truck they picked up had blacked out windows. That's what they were looking for.
Traffic stop, but it looks like they're trying to contain an area for looking for the suspect. But at this point, I think they may have lost them.
Looks that way. It really does look that way as they are now 4 deep across the road there here.
This game might have set off to not get carjacked though.
Yeah, Cesar Chavez at Progress Place.
No, no shot. Look, he spun. It's them. Look, he spun.
You can do in a big rig going slowly through downtown Los Angeles. It apparently is something you can do when you're driving in a smaller vehicle. Is that the pickup truck there?
It has to be them. That's them 100%.
That's the truck. So it looks like they abandoned this truck, and it looks like it's resting up against some parked cars. So they likely bailed from this, allow it to roll on. I think the officers might have continued pursuing this truck.
ABC had the shot.
Two guys had gotten out and gotten to another
ABC
vehicle.
had them.
If that's the case,
but they let go because they wanted to go back to the scene
on that underpass, and they took off 5 minutes ago.
They had the shot. You fucking brain dead.
Able to see them now. They could still be in that vehicle. I don't know if they are. They seem to be lined up as if those two guys are still in this truck.
Fuck?
We are waiting to see whether they approach that truck and are able to clear it.
Friends helped to pick them up. That's why the white truck was circling around. Dude.
And came to a stop against those parked cars, which is kind of what looks like it would have happened.
Well, it looks like they're moving forward.
Here, you idiots.
Again, it's a little hard to see because of the lack of lights here, but
yeah,
they are
you see some lights moving
truck.
in now. Yep, it's on the passenger side. Now, in between 2 parked cars.
And we know there were at least 2 people inside of this truck. The initial
they were waiting the whole time. They were waiting the whole time. They were stopped.
That we have been pursuing all night. They hopped in there.
And it looks like those officers are backing away. So it's either empty or something happened inside the truck.
Buddy, ABC7 followed the correct car. They figured it out. And they probably asked the heli guy to go back to the scene to film the empty car getting fucking skating down. That's wild, brother.
Covered bed, or can you see right into the bed? Opening the rear door.
What a fucking fumble.
Truck, or is that the driver's door? No, it's the rear door. So it looks like this vehicle is empty. It appears, and we can't see everything, all the officers here, but it looks like these guys may have gotten away. So what started more than an hour ago, several cars.
Was that a fire alarm?
Carjacking of a big rig truck carrying a milk tanker. This truck right here may have been carjacked, or I mean, it basically was. If we saw the driver get out.
9-9, thank you very much. Good job.
10-4, and Sunlight, confirm we're going to be clear to the air.
Clear.
609, air's going to be clear, can be. Normal traffic.
Or something happened inside the truck, and there's no longer a danger within the cab because they're backing away from that now, checking the bed of that truck. Officers approaching on both sides, and you can see, was it a covered bed, or can you see right into the bed? Opening the rear door of that, is it a four-door
Chad, they have two broadcasts, right?
The driver's door.
These guys had the angle.
The rear door, so it looks like this vehicle is empty. It appears.
It looks like it's empty. It seems like this is maybe empty. Holy shit! The fuck are these people smoking crack?
Several carjackings. Carjacking of a big rig truck carrying a milk tanker. This truck right here may have been carjacked.
I have it right here.
I mean, you have. Oh my god! On the side street, back where by the underpass. Or is it rolling?
The camera operator, 5 million head.
We saw earlier that first pursuit today, Sophie. They were in.
I know it's not them. Look,
a pickup truck, which entered an underpass and just rolled out with the door open with nobody inside, but kept going. I don't know if that's happened here, and we'll keep an eye out on either side of people on foot who are emerging here. But
let me see.
Those officers continue to follow that truck, and it doesn't look like they have broken off, but they continue.
They would be only following further up, a little bit further up.
Have we entered a freeway? As far as we could tell, they were still back on the road.
It's one of these.
On Cesar Chavez.
Hold on.
Do we have word of
black BMW on the radio?
On the side street, back where by the underpass.
That one. The cops no railing.
On the side street.
This one.
Do we have word of? Yeah, I think they're back on the side street, back where by the underpass. We didn't see those law enforcement vehicles. Further down the road here, just a little further down this road is where we saw those lights going slowly as the truck emerged from this underpass. Let's see if we can pick up any of the flashing lights here. As the road here, just we didn't see those by the underpass. Do we have word of? On the road, on Cesar Chavez.
This photo fucking sucks, but I think it's the same headlights at the back.
Do we have word of? Yeah, I think they're back on the.
Yo, next time maybe the cops. Maybe watch my stream, buddy. Yo, maybe pay an employee to watch my stream at all times. Maybe pay them to actually do some good police work and watch the stream. Jesus Christ, man. Crazy.
At one point,
crazy.
At least there was one firearm that law enforcement officers recovered. We don't know if they have others on them. But again, this continues to be a dangerous situation as these guys are still on the run.
Okay, so again, just
I know they set him up.
A quick recap of what happened here. This began around 10:40 this evening in the Lancaster-Palmdale area with reports of shots fired
they were waiting for them the whole time.
County Sheriff's deputies. That continued on to the fire.
Dangerous. We're in Lincoln Heights right now as we continue to follow.
This
has changed.
Let me just check the headlights real quick.
Lincoln Heights right now as we continue to.
Yeah, it's them, 100%, guaranteed.
Follow. One thing
100%.
If they get behind them now, they would be able to pit them at some point if they do a slow turn. We're going to wait and see if they come out from underneath, and not sure what they're doing right now, going very slowly. Now we have.
Blame the cops. Yeah. That was horrible police work. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
This makes it, and it looks like
this could be a.
What the fuck am I watching? Is it a full movie? Oh my god, a movie's not playing by itself. That's insane. That's crazy. a full movie started playing by itself on autoplay.
CHP. Any word, Ileana, before we go? We only have a few minutes on the air now. How the driver of the other car is doing?
So what we know about the first guy who was shot at when his truck was taken, we know that he was not hit. So
if you're getting cooked, kind of rare. No, not really. Usually they get cooked, but deliberately. So I mean, maybe yeah, you're right. CHP, they don't give a fuck about anything. My main issue with the way that they transfer calls is how slow they are at swapping it. These guys knew exactly what they were doing, and even if they didn't, the cops showed them the pattern that would give them the win live on air. Every time they swapped from highway to city, the guys noticed the cops swap fucking call and it takes forever for them to catch up. And then they just did this exact same thing with a pickup. It's bro. Hello? Oh, they're following them? Who's this? Nope, we're going back to base. Look, this is where the fight started. This is where it's going. You think it's more likely that they're following somebody in some fucking diagonal on some populated road, or they're going home? They're going home.
I mean, I was at the edge of my seat the entire time. From what we were able to count, these suspects probably took about 4 vehicles during the course of this pursuit, and they're still on the run, likely in a black BMW. At this point, it's unknown where they're
Anyway, that was it. That's the end of it. There, they got away. That was. I gotta say, chat, guys. I like to comment a lot of these chat, and I'm gonna say just for my own safekeeping, that was probably one of the better, most meticulous escape we've seen of all time, dude. The shots fired creates distance. Understand that the swap call, the fucking the underground strat, the car swap strat, the setup, the weight, everything was just done pretty well. I mean, what can you do? The only failing party is the cops. CHP, dog shit.
Again, from News Chopper 4, I'm Ileana Moreno alongside my pilot George Marcino. Thank you very much for watching. Have a very good night.
I always wondered this: why don't they let LAPD chase for longer when they're on CHP grounds and like highway shit? Like they're gonna get off the highway, but dude, most of them, 90% of the time they get off. Oh, that's how you knew. What is that? Is that the light for what? That's the door light, no? That's when you open the door, it gives you a light under because it's a BMW. It's about to check. Bridge strat is parking, garage strat, which one?
Someone just hopped out of the. They both hopped out.
So the garage strats can be useless because of heli. That's the main problem.
On a white pickup truck, I did not see anyone emerge from that vehicle and now driving in this car. So a white pickup truck, again, this happened earlier in an earlier pursuit where it went into an
Wait a minute. Wait, the whole thing was...
We'll see what this car does if they... A vehicle of this size cannot do this easily. Wow. Was there contact made? There could have been contact made. We'll see what this car does if they...
Someone just hopped out of the... They both hopped out.
Drivers getting out, trying to carjack another vehicle and able to do so. It looks like doors are...
Wait, they're not carjacking.
On a white pickup.
Wait, that's the driver door. That's the driver door. The guy that delivered them the car either got away or sat in the back seat, and he was ready for him to pick up the car. This guy went straight to the driver door.
See anyone emerge from that vehicle and now driving in this car. So a white pickup truck.
You left, you can see it? Okay.
From that
so I'm branded.
On a white drivers getting out. This size cannot do this easily. Wow. Was there contact made? There could have been contact made. We'll see what this car does if they...
Someone just hopped out of the...
Yep.
They both hopped out.
Drivers getting out, trying to carjack another vehicle and able to do so. It looks like doors are open.
There is no way. Dude. Now I'm thinking there's a chance that every single car was involved in it.
Open on a white pickup truck. I did not see anyone emerge.
Now we have to go back to the tanker. Chad, give me the broadcast that had the tanker on it. I want to see. Oh, there wasn't because he got hit, right? Because I think they shot at him, right?
But
unless it was just a well-orchestrated setup.
this was right at the time that I heard the officer say, "Shot." Really confused about what's going on here. Here's this driver in this pickup door.
Hold on. What are the odds? Hold on. That they're both semi-trucks, both white. Maybe he thought this was the guy, but it was the wrong guy.
Open. Please don't open the door. Please don't open the door. Yeah. Good move there. Good move. So this guy's back.
Hold on. Let me cook.
Now, originally, what we heard was that there were 2 people in this vehicle. I haven't seen both at the same time, but we have seen whoever's driving that vehicle is a male. And again, originally just...
No, reaching. I'm investigating it. That's what it's all about. Investigating is reaching into the unknown.
Trucks here. Please move out of the way. Please, I'm going to widen out. Because again, this guy has a gun. We don't know what's going to happen. I think
nobody's pointing anything at them, though.
the driver just ran out. The driver said, "You can have it." Oh my gosh. Yeah, the driver said, "I want nothing to do with this. Spare my life. Just take the vehicle." And that's exactly what they did. So now the 2 suspects in the semi here. Do they know how to drive a semi? We will find out because that is unknown at this time. The car that they were in was a Ford. May have been a 250.
Hold on.
350. We're still trying to figure that out. But you see the rightful owner there of the semi. He's trying to get out of the way.
The length of the truck also blocks the entire way, so they get an easier entry on the next pickup. Hold on.
So that he doesn't get run over.
It blocks the view.
Guy probably just had a gun to him, so I can only imagine how scared he is to see his semi being taken away here.
And then this guy follows him.
What is
no?
in the back of this semi? Is it some sort of hazardous material? Don't know. If I can see the stickers on the back at some point, we'll try to read it and figure out what may be inside. But again, now a stolen semi making its way northbound on the 5 freeway here.
They literally trying to steal a sedan just before they slipped. They went before they could. Yo, another. That's what they're trying to make you think, buddy. You're a simpleton. You hear something, it has to be real instantly. You don't read it within the lines. By finding the some of the hidden data, you have to look beyond what you see, buddy.
Wow.
This is true investigative work, you fucking moron.
They're in the truck. They're in the semi. So the stewardess sometimes back there.
Zoom out, man.
Who says them? What right folks right up?
Nah, they stopped chasing a while back.
Figure out what made headed northbound on the 5.
The black car was behind the white truck when the driver got out.
So going on the 14, George.
I think we're just past the lights, not in direct pursuit behind them, so it perhaps could give them a false sense of security, thinking we'll
Wait,
get
this is the
off
wrong
at
shot,
exit.
though.
All of a sudden, you look in the rearview
They found them.
mirrors,
Send
you don't see
it!
anything, and now the
Send
big one is
it!
parked underneath there on the overpass. It
All right,
looks like.
let's watch and see if we can see anybody jump out or if they're, going after another vehicle. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, they sort of parked it where
that law enforcement was pursuing that were in this big rig, but we believe transferred to this white vehicle because it
the victim is a tracker in the car.
As
Wait, so it wasn't a setup. Wait, hold on, let me think. Wait, so it wasn't the setup then? Maybe they had friends carjack the next car ahead of time? I'm confused. Go to live. Dude, you cannot. There's no live. They ended the broadcast, buddy. Just give me a new one. Give me a new one. The cop on the radio said they're behind them. Dude, give me the comms. I have the comms in my history. Hold on. The fuck is this shit, man?
Cancel squad.
6-9 copy, squad 167, cancel.
Let me do the flight radar. Fuck yeah, that flight's GG's. They have no airship going anywhere. I don't see it.
Black BMW 7980 has visual suspect vehicle westbound. Just use a Cloverfield. It's an Paso, Arizona or Nevada plate.
That's crazy! Fuck, chat, guys. I don't think we're getting a heli on this. No shot we're getting a heli. They just parked it. Nah, they don't. No shot. They fucking get it up. Unless they're far away, they'll get somebody else. Unless. What the fuck did you just link to me? I think it's an invalid flight.
XQCL.
Hold on. They said what? They said Cloverfield? Nah, he wouldn't be here. It'd be more.
They're fucking mad. Look. Them motherfuckers are mad. Look.
Yeah. This guy left. Bro. I don't think this guy's going there, is he? I mean, he's not going home either. Go to the cop on the ground. It was not a cop, buddy. Stop linking clickbait shit. It's fucking annoying. I cannot fucking see it. He's going, there's a Culver City. Yeah, but what is Culver City though? Oh, no. That's what he said on the radio, no? Culver City? He didn't say Cloverfield. No, he didn't say Cloverfield. He said Culver City. Cloverfield's a movie with the aliens. Fuck, man, I got bitten by aliens. That's crazy. So, is there any fucking news helicopter locking in? Like, they need to lock in and watch my stream, dude. Like, buddy, I'm such a visionary. I know ahead of time. They need to lock in. I know this shit. What? Just go there, buddy. This is the best we have. Oh my god, dude.
135.
Oh, we have to wait for Nightcrawler to get there, and this is crazy. I can't, dude. Oh man.
Robert 17, copy 9702, weapons station. To confirm it's
This is all we got, Chad. This is all we got. Guys, we got the real life Nightcrawler. This is the best we got. So Yeah, Weasel News. Okay, hold on. They're not circling yet. Unless this is delayed. They're still getting there. They got him? We already saw this. I had the comms on stream. Hold on, let me hear the comms. This guy is not it.
10-4. Dispatch 12, South LA, Ray at 511, Dispatch 12, South LA.
This is not correct flight data.
Yes.
This one would be more accurate. I mean, I don't know where this guy's going though. Felony stop in progress, guns drawn. How do you know that?
General, 1033, you're on the patch, go.
Yeah, how do you know that?
Attention Lakewood units, 136 David, code 9 behind the 1029 Victor westbound 91 freeway, and can you confirm the cross?
Do I have the wrong comms?
36 David, can you confirm your correction cross westbound 91 freeway?
And number 1 lane flying westbound on 91. Stand by.
Why is it on this? I thought it was over. It's not over.
Lakewood 136 David, we're going to be going northbound 710 from the 91 freeway. Check on arrow.
Copy northbound on the
It's the wrong car. They're complying with the commands. GG. No. The comms on the radio went out. These are. I think they got him. No, they're chasing.
We recontact the RP and check the numerics. The address given is just the main address of the apartment complex. There's 7 options for this unit G.
What?
137 route.
136 David, your updated location.
I think it's what they swapped radio. I think this is the wrong comms. No, how would it be the wrong comms though? They didn't swap, and we had comms about it a minute ago. It's a BMW or whatever, like 5 minutes ago. That was the correct comms. What? Third comment. I seen black maybe speed off on. I don't know what that is. Chase Delana. So I was right then. To reply on the tweet. Go on. Cringe. No. See, he has the radio and I was listening. He has the radio I was listening to. Oh my god, bruh. Oh my, I need to stop listening to chat. I need to know my shit. These are the comms that I had.
79, so it's going to be for a black Chrysler 300. It's going to be PO86.
Alright, copy. It's going to be for a black Chrysler 300 PO86.
Yeah, thanks, Logo. It's the same vehicle that sped away. It's not the alternate suspects. What? They swapped again?
I don't know. We'll find out in about 5 minutes. So.
Dude, let me guess. They got onto the thing. It was actually real, right? They met up with the other guys that had the other car, and the real owners swapped back into their own cars, and the other guys got into the other car. Dude. Hold on. Let me go on this one. Another swap, Black Cresta 300. The heli be fueled or where? Oh yeah. Oh, hold on.
I copy AAA 37. Patient with her caregiver, no weapons, package 3.
I had the broadcast, I think.
Temple units, 5-3 advice, code 4, raise 927, hang up. No EDF crime, here's code 4.
Nope, this one.
Arrow, can you call it? From Imperial. In the on-ramp, about 65 miles per hour, no traffic.
Copy on the on-ramp, 65 miles per hour with no traffic.
That's the one.
Copy vehicles back northbound 710 from Imperial. There's only one SOS unit in pursuit. Confirm they are requesting safety.
Bang. Now, chat. Will the news heli get en route?
Checking with the watch commander.
About 80 miles an hour, 34.
Northbound 710 at Firestone, number 2 lane at.
Dude, they have a fucking 5 helis.
We're northbound, north of Imperial now.
17 northbound, just north of him.
NV710 is on it. I can probably find it. Hold on.
Happy Safety is trying to get in position. They're coming from Imperial.
Can't find it.
90 miles an hour. Air 24.
Air 24, copy. Lakewood is requesting CHK to take over. They're going to be northbound 710, north of Firestone, number 2 lane at 80.
New suspect, different chase. GG. Different chase, GG.
We're over to the number 2 lane. We're approaching Florence now.
Area 24, northbound 710, approaching Florence, and the number 2.
The driver's name is Dominic Toretto. He's live. Link is streaming.
1 lane, about 80 miles per hour, no traffic. We'll be through Florence now, continuing northbound.
Behind another BMW Imperial 65 MPH. Airship overhead at unit bind. Hold on!
All backed out. We are currently in surveillance mode if they want to go ahead and take over. HOV lane will be... Where's it?
Dude, you keep linking me this chopper that does not actually work. Yo. No, I'm investing into this now. Where are the comms at? Hold on. Lakewood units. It'd be what, like middle left somewhere? Lakewood, here. We don't see the helis though. What the fuck are the helis at? What? This one is confirmed apparently. Yeah, but where the new is heli though? What, he was talking about me? He's still watching.
Drive on the beach is a new plan. It was one of those, it's possible.
Yo, if he wants me to stop watching, I can stop watching. I don't mind.
Yeah, we buffer. What?
Yo, Matt TX. Ask him, what the fuck?
Okay.
Alright, let me know. I don't mind not yeah.
She was feeling herself in the mirror for something.
Stand by. Looks like maybe getting on the 5 northbound from the 710, or maybe 5 northbound from the 710 to the interchange lane, about 70 miles.
Behind a CRV, no media, too late.
Northbound 5 from the 710 at the interchange lane at 40. By any chance, do you know how many occupants?
Oh, hold on.
According to the initial unit, it sounds like there's possibly 2 occupants.
I copy vehicle possibly occupied.
Really appreciate it. Appreciate you guys. So we're.
I'm showing the username. Yeah, Jason Stillwell. I got you.
We'll click on this one and try to determine whether or not this is related.
Number 4 lane, about 75, 80 miles per hour light traffic.
I don't think it is.
Northbound 5 approaching Indiana, number 4 lane 75 light traffic.
Notified them
For cops allowed to stream like this? I don't think this is for cops.
That sucks, dude.
Northbound 5 passing Cement Street, getting over into the number 5 lane. Far right, about 80 miles per hour light traffic.
Yeah, I don't think this is it, guys.
Jeez, man. Apparently, Weasel News is already on scene. They beat him.
I'm having PTSD from the weekend. Thank you guys for the dono. Appreciate you.
That's a lot of people, don't know. So how come you tore the pounder? It's fucking weird, man.
That's not even an X5, is it?
Man, why are you leaving me some bullshit? It's so fucking annoying. It's not the BMW, just unrelated. Unless...
Yeah, it's, it might be an X5. It is black, but it has a Nevada plate. And it does not look like it's related. It's a male and a female driver.
Nope.
Love it. I don't think it's it. I don't think it's them.
Also, I think the rims are too dark.
Somebody in my chat was putting out a plate, which was a California plate. So I mean, I don't know the validity of.
Look at the helis. Look at together. Hey, what the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, it's not them.
Huh? Is he sniping?
Alright, CHP just confirmed, it's not them, code 4, all be clear.
Nah, he called code 4 on Holy, this car.
Let's go to the other pursuit. If I can get back in my car.
Nah.
Oh, is he going westbound?
Guys, I think it's a different chase.